Here we are at the Wold Ways in the Isle of Dorn. We're going to begin with the normal course. For this one you can either spend 1 vigor or 2 at the beginning, as you'll get this boost right away. Make sure you go wide around that tree, don't try to go under it. If you're having trouble with this turn, try leaning a little bit to the left before you go into it. And then this boost here, you can skip that entirely if you need to. Don't try to grab it if it's tripping you out. Try to stay a bit high as you come around through these. Remember, you only have to hit the edge of the ring to collect it. If you find yourself low on vigor on a straightaway like this, what you want to do is aim for the top of the ring as you spend, and then tilt your nose down so that you can continue to gain speed. Now I'm going around this rock, but you may find that it's easier to go above it. And hold your vigor for after you turn. That is, if you need to spend it at all for that last bit. Now we'll take a look at the advanced course. On here you'll need to start strong with a double spend, and then coast for as long as you can get away with, because you're going to want that vigor later. Double spend on here, and then I like to do a low angle skyward over this. It's slower than a simple surge forward, but it can be helpful for those ups and downs. On here, if you start high and then tip your nose lower, you can do a skyward here at a steep enough angle to get some speed from it. And then watch out for these obstacles, obviously. Try to keep up your speed through here. I know it's kind of a tight turn. Keep your nose pointed the tiniest bit down when you're not spending. You can skyward there, but you don't have to. If you're feeling a bit time tight, then don't bother. And over that as close as you're comfortable. Then just keep spending in pairs until you hit here, and you should be good. As you can see, it was a little bit tight, so you can feel free to replace any of those skywards with a forward surge. Now let's do the reverse course. Make sure you're well around that corner before you spend a second time. Notice how I'm aiming high on there and then coasting, and then you want to skyward over this. Make sure your angle is good and steep or you'll lose speed. Same for this one. Now that back there is what I call a whip turn, where you're doing skyward at the same time as you're whipping your mouse to one side for a really rapid turn. If you lean low enough here, you can get some good speed out of a skyward. Try not to spend on here until you're about to gain another vigor point, just so that you always have one in reserve. It's best if you can surge forward over that one. Same with these. You'll want to make sure that you have at least 2 or 3 vigor coming around to this point. You can go for that vigor charge there, but you don't strictly need it to make it there in time. So if it's giving you trouble, just go right around instead. And then of course keep a good steep angle on those final skywards. And that's it for the Wold Ways. Happy racing!